How are you all, my beautiful, gorgeous little chicken angels? I haven't seen you in ages. Well, no, I have seen you, but I haven't like sat down and just chewed your ear off for about half an hour. So that's exactly what I want to do today. I asked on Instagram if anyone had any questions, especially because I just did my boob job vlog, which did really well, by the way. Thank you to everyone that watched that. Thanks for looking at my boobs. But I did mention in that video that I would do a Q&A soon in case anyone had follow-up questions. And to be fair, there's just a lot of questions in general, just about me and about my channels and about things. So I'm going to answer them. Do you miss the North or do you prefer London? That is really, really hard, and I feel like I'm going to get bullied if I don't say the North. But I'm not gonna lie, at the moment, there's a reason I'm still living in London, and that's because I love it. It really is like, well, I was gonna say it really is the city that never sleeps. It is when you don't want it to be, but when you're looking for a place to be at like 2 a.m, nowhere's open. And I'm like, I thought this was the city that never sleeps. Not entirely sure what accent that was. I think it was supposed to be a bit Scottish. I thought this was a city that never sleeps. I'm not quite sure. Me and all my friends went to a screening the other day, and then it was chucking it down outside, and we went outside and we were like, okay, let's go find a bar. Tell me why not a single bar in that whole entire block was open, and it was chucking it down. I got really, really wet. How tall are you? 5'4", 163 centimeters. How did you and your boyfriend meet? We met at a friend's birthday party. Charlie Roxburgh, if you know who that is. Yeah, we were both just invited to the same party, and I saw him across the room, and I already knew who he was a bit. Like, I didn't know about his content or anything like that, but I did have him on BeReal, which is really weird. He says that he added me by accident, and every time he says that, I'm like, stop reminding me. I thought he added me back then because he thought I was cute. Turns out, no, he added me by accident, and we had each other on BeReal, so I knew who Jack Manifold was when I saw him across the room, and I was like, oh, I need to go and talk to him at some point. I've got him on BeReal, like, I need to go and meet him, and the rest was history. But to be fair, after that night that we met, we didn't see each other again for ages. Like, we just both kind of like went on with our own lives. And then there was one night when he was like filming something in London, and he knew that I lived here, so he texted me and he was like, oh, are you like about in London? And the rest is history from that point. So yeah, we had like a little period of being friends for a good few months, and I'm really glad. To be fair, I haven't ever really been in a relationship where I haven't had that like period of getting to know each other on a friend level where there's no pressure. I've never really gone into anything with a boy and like immediately wanted like romance. Well, no, I have wanted romance, but I haven't like immediately tried going for it because it's like, I don't want to get to know you as a romantic person. I want to get to know you as a person, especially because once boys know that you're like kind of interested in them, they will put it on, I think, a bit. Like, depending on the boy, if they're smart enough to kind of figure out what you like, then they'll just kind of put it on, especially if they only want to sleep with you. Like, they'll just put it on a bit. And then what if you end up in a relationship with him and then he reveals him true self? Him true self? Hello? Anyway, I'm just very lucky that I didn't end up in one of those. I love my boyfriend. I think he's great. But yeah, that's how we met. We met at a friend's birthday, and then just like reconnected later on down the line. How much of your week is spent filming, researching, editing, and just basically doing YouTube? So I recently have started working like 9 to 6, Monday to Friday. I've like tried to make it like feel like a proper job that I clock in and I clock out of, because social media is it's a difficult environment to be in, to have a job in. As fun as it is, you can never like switch off from it, really. Even when I like finish work and I clock out at 6 p.m, I am still just scrolling on Instagram. I still need to like post an Instagram that night or post a TikTok or whatever. And I know that that's not like laborious work, but you just can't quite switch off if you know in the back of your mind, oh, I've got to do this, and like, you know, there's this to like see to messages here, you know, just like random little bits and bobs that mean you can never just fully, I don't know, separate yourself. So that's why I really wanted to do the 9 to 6 working thing, so I can at least separate myself from like the true crime part of my job, you know? So how much of my week is spent filming? I have 2 filming days on Tuesday and Thursday. Oh, hello. And that means that Monday and Wednesday are spent like looking over scripts and making edits and things like that. Fridays are usually sometimes script days as well, and like admin days. I actually have a little schedule. It's really cute. And I don't do the editing, actually. We have editor Emily that I love so very much with my whole entire heart, and she is like absolutely slaying the editing at the moment. We've seen the comments on the main channel saying that like the production is getting better and like my videos are looking more professional, and we're all very grateful. I think so too. I'm really, really happy. So for this next question, I'm actually gonna grab you and take you away. I'm gonna whisk you away to the scene of the crime. And by the crime, I mean my bookshelf. Because I get asked all the time what my favourite books are, what I'm currently reading, and I'm quite bad at updating you guys on that, so let's do that. I have read some weird shit actually, so I'm gonna start with the weirdest one. This is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. It's a very short one. I think I had first heard of this because it was part of a book of short stories, but this one sounded the most interesting, so I bought it on its own. Guys, it's so weird. It's so weird. If you're freaked out by like bugs and parasites, this one ain't for you. If you're freaked out by like people killing animals, this ain't for you. A lot happens in a short space of time, but it is LGBT, so woo. I love creepy, weird, freaky representation. This is one that I really enjoyed when I was recovering from my surgery, because my year of rest and relaxation, basically the main character in this bed rots. She literally just rots in her apartment for a whole entire year, her year of rest and relaxation. So it made me feel better when I was recovering from surgery, just bed rotting in my apartment. This one has a rather unlikable main character, but I tell you what, that's something I love with books. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I should bring that up in therapy, but for some reason I just always, I don't know, I think it's really cool when someone's not afraid to be horrible. Obviously, it's not real. I feel like if I met this girl in real life, I would stay the hell away. Like, she's not a good person. But when it's contained in a book and I know it's fictional, go girl, that's bestie. But as for what I'm reading at the moment, I can't lie, girls. I am so busy at the moment. I'm such a busy girl boss queen. But unfortunately, that means that I don't get a lot of free time to sit down and peacefully read a book. These days, I have to multitask where I can, so I tend to opt for audiobooks over physical books, and I want to thank our sponsor for this section of the video, Audible. I'm so excited to be working with Audible because I literally, genuinely use that service nearly every single day of my life. For so many reasons as well. I get bored so easily. So whenever I'm doing the housework, I need someone chatting to me. And big, thick books really, really overwhelm me in person. Get a load of this one. It's still got the sticker on it because that is a part of the cover. But look how thick that is. That really overwhelms me in person, but for some reason, put it in an audiobook format and I'll sit there and listen to it for about 17 hours without moving a muscle. My latest read, or my latest listen on Audible, was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, but it's a big one. So I've really been putting it off until I saw it on Audible. The story begins in a very small French village in the 1700s, and it follows this young, free-spirited girl named Addie. But one day, Addie makes a deal with some dark spirits in the forest, and she becomes immortal with some devastating consequences. The story flashes back and forth between 1700s France and modern day New York, which I love. It makes it feel a bit more relatable because I can't exactly relate to a girlie from the 1700s. We have different issues. And I love it when it flashes forward to the modern day so you can see how Addie is navigating her new immortality and the curses that were bestowed upon her by the forest spirits. I love something a little bit ooky spooky, a little bit witchy. You guys know me, I'm into all that, like energies and spirits and stuff like that. But I also love a young female protagonist, a young woman at the front of the story, because hey, look what I am. I find it the easiest to relate to those kind of stories, obviously, and Addie is such a brilliant main character. I adore her. And I love her aunt in this story. Her name is Estelle, and she's like so witchy and like one with nature and with the spirits. She's the one that teaches Addie to be able to ask spirits for things. So if you're like me, if you're a bit witchy and you like otherworldly things, this is definitely one to check out. Audible have thousands of different titles from world-class storytellers, as well as podcasts and really innovative originals. So you can start listening on Audible now with a 30-day free trial if you click the link down below in the description. Just in time for summer. Imagine lounging around the pool or the beach, and then you put your headphones on and you're just transported away to another world. I couldn't think of a better way to spend my summer. So thanks again to Audible for sponsoring this video. I love you guys. Woo! What are some of your favorite K-pop songs? Oh, and they also said love you. Love you too. My favourite one ever is Hype Boy by New Jeans. Not gonna lie, I've just said that twice because the first time I said it, I sang the song and it was fucking dreadful. What else? I'm gonna go through my K-pop playlist and just like rapid fire you about 5 of my favourite songs. Alcohol Free by Twice, of course. Oh my god, Stacey, so bad. I love so much of aespa's music. I've seen aespa and Twice. I love Drama by aespa. That one's fucking brilliant and there's so many memes with that one. Le Seraphim are one of my favourite bands as well. Oh my god, Do Not Touch by Misamo. I love IVE as well. I'm going to see IVE this year. G-Idol. And I really like Jungkook's solo music. Standing Next to You. That one's brilliant. Ew, oh my god. Ew, no, seriously. This is the first time I've seen this. I did actually have a look through some of the questions earlier, but this is the first time I've seen this and it's really caught me off guard. Someone said, it's not a question, but I had a great sex dream with you and now I would like to tell you. And they've gone in depth. I haven't even read it. I've just skimmed it and I can see certain words. There's fingers in there. Please don't do that to people. That's so strange. I'm sorry if you're watching this. Am I? Yes. Hopefully you didn't understand that wasn't appropriate, but that's not appropriate. Don't do that to people. Where do you see yourself in 5 years and doing what? That's really interesting because I just turned 25. So in 5 years, it'll be my 30th birthday. I hope I'm pregnant. I hope I'm pregnant with a little baby girl, hopefully. Well, I definitely hope I'm like at least engaged and hopefully married. But maybe I'm planning the wedding at that point, I don't know. But yeah, and I want my baby. Jack knows all this though. He knows my like ideal timeline and he's like, okay, keeping it in mind. In terms of work, I hope I'm still doing this. I have kind of always thought that YouTube is gonna die one day and then I'm gonna, have to like move on with my career or whatever. But it don't look like it's going anywhere. People seem to like still be going to YouTube for a big chunk of their entertainment. I still do. Like, I don't find myself straying from it. Even with TikTok, like, becoming such a big thing, YouTube is still around. Like, so I don't know. Hopefully I'm still doing YouTube in 5 years. If the platform is still here, I will still be here. If the audience is still here, I will still be here. So if we can make a pact to both still be here in 5 years, then that'd be great. What's your favourite Taylor Swift album? I was having this conversation the other day with Adam because the new album looks like it's going to be like Folklore Evermore vibes, which I'm happy for you. Folklore Evermore girlies, I'm happy for you, but I'm not one of you. Like, I'm really sorry. I'm a 1989 girl. I like the pop bops. I like Speak Now as well. I feel like there's quite a few pop bops on there and Red. But I think 1989 is my maybe Red. No, 1989. But I'm still really, really excited for the new album anyway. Because to be fair, I did really, really like Midnights. Hopefully it's going to be similar to Midnights. What's your favourite American Horror Story season? Season 1, Murder House. I will always say that. It's always been season 1 and it always will be. I adore Tate and Violet. And her storyline makes me sob my eyeballs out. The first time I ever saw the bath scene, and then oh my god, when they go under the basement, you know what I'm talking about if you've seen season 1. It makes me feel sick and it makes me want to die in the best way. I love that show. Oh, people are saying how are Saturn and Pluto. I'm gonna go get them. We have little Saturn. Say hello. I think I did just wake her up from you're gonna lick my makeup off though, sweet. I really appreciate it, honey. But I'm wearing makeup. Oh my god, and now you're eating my hair, you crazy girl. Oh, this one always smells really nice. I don't know what it is, but she's lovely. She's so lovely. Hey, baby. She looks so grumpy. Hi, Pluto Bean. Pluto's here. And we have baby Plutes, who always disrupts my true crime filming, don't you, darling? I'm having to hold her really weird. She doesn't like this, but she has to be in the camera angle. Oh, she's a pretty darling. This one's an absolute little terror. She's the crazy one of the two sisters. Saturn's quite calm. Oh, you're so pretty. This one always smells a bit funny. You know, in contrast to how I was like, Saturn actually smells nice. Not just like good for a cat. Like, she smells nice. She smells like a little air freshener. But Pluto, I often sing smelly cat, because what the fuck? Are they feeding you? I'm the one that feeds her. She eats the same thing as Saturn. And I'm like, how do you stink so bad? They've been to the vet. They've had their teeth checked and everything. They're both fine. Like, their gums are fine. I'm like, I don't get it. She's just got bad breath. Tips on growing a YouTube channel and staying motivated. Consistency. Consistency is key. And for me, that's often motivation enough. I've seen people that are not consistent and it just doesn't work. Like, people don't stick around, your audience doesn't stick around. Like, and that's enough driving force for me to get up every week and make a new video, you know? But also, I'm quite good for self-motivation until I'm not anymore. Like, when I'm going through burnout, I'm really bad at self-motivating. So I find during those times, having someone to keep you accountable is the best thing. You'll hate it in the moment. You'll be like, oh, I actually have to do this thing because so-and-so is telling me to, or they're like making jokes about me not actually following through on my word. Like, when I tell someone I'm gonna do this thing and I'm like, if I don't, bring it up to me, I know that I will get it done then, because I don't want them to bring it up to me. I don't want them to be like, remember when you said you were going to do that and you never did? No, I'm going to do it. How much time does it take you and your research team to gather all your information? I would say that each piece of research takes about a week. Which is perfect because we make videos every single week. It does actually really depend on the case though. Of course, some are way bigger than others and it depends how many sources there are on it. There's some cases that literally only have like the court documents and maybe 1 or 2 articles. So those are like much quicker to research because everything's all in one place. But it's the massive cases, you know, like the big serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy. There's a reason I've never done them, and that's because they would take like at least a month on research alone. I hate to think what the edit time for those kind of videos would be like as well, and my filming time. I would lose my voice trying to film a video like that. But that being said, me and the team were talking the other day. I once covered John Wayne Gacy on the main channel, and that was 3 hours long. And we were talking about it the other day, and we were like, why do I kind of want to do another 3-hour long video? So I think we're gonna try and do like a feature-length true crime episode or even Freaky Friday episode soon. I don't know. How did your tattoos look after weight loss and surgery? Do they still look the same? So I didn't have many like arm tattoos when I was at my highest weight. I intentionally, because I'd always wanted to lose the weight and I'd always been trying. I'd done so many like shit diets and stuff. Like, it was finally the realization of wanting to have a prolonged, healthier lifestyle rather than trying a diet, you know? Now I just change what I consume regularly. And you know what, I'm getting bad with my like liquid calories lately. I am a fiend for a matcha. Ugh. There are a lot of questions in here about like tips for weight loss and stuff, and I have always said that I don't really want to talk about my journey online specifically because, well, for a lot of different reasons. I don't want to trigger anyone. I don't want to encourage anyone. I don't want to encourage any thought processes, and I don't know. I know how easily influenced I was throughout my teens, and I know how many issues I had with food and my weight and my image, and it was all perpetuated by things that I was seeing online. And so for that reason, I will never really ultimately go into details about things, just in case there's any other little Ellies out there that, you know, people like me that would have watched a video like this and then like it would have really like infiltrated my head for ages. It wouldn't have been healthy. Oh my god, I've like really blabbed. Where was I going with that? I think I was saying how my tattoos look after surgery. Fine. The exact same pretty much. My surgeon was really good in the way that he like managed to avoid all of my tattoos. And because it was kind of like pulled evenly from both sides, you can't really tell. None of them look stretched or warped or anything. I'll see if I can show you. I don't know why I'm not showing you. So like, maybe she is leaning a little. Oh yeah, maybe. Or was she always leaning like that? I'm not sure. I don't know, there's no noticeable differences anyway. That's basically what I'm saying. What's a tattoo you would love to get? One of my next ones is gonna be cowgirl themed. I either want like a cowboy hat or a cowboy boot or like even a horseshoe or something. I don't know, I just love country music so much and I wear my cowboy boots like all summer, every summer. I feel very connected to the cowgirl lifestyle, so I think I need something to commemorate that. What was your first impression of Jack? Well, I did mention earlier that we met for the first time at that party, and if any of you have been Jack Manifold fans for a while, you might be privy to the Be Real incident. For my followers, I will explain. So before I met my boyfriend in person, like I said, he'd added me on BeReal by accident. Cool, love that. So we had each other on BeReal, but we'd never spoken. We didn't really know each other. We just know that I knew him through people. I knew that he was a content creator. That's all I knew. We had each other on BeReal. One day, my boyfriend was on the toilet, gets his BeReal notification, and takes it. Little did he know, when you take it on the front camera first, it makes the back one ultra wide. It's like 0.5. He was sat on the toilet. His cock were in the bottom. His penis was in the bottom of that damn BeReal, right? And it went off, and I never actually saw it. But that BeReal went out, and like he found out within a couple of minutes, I think. But he didn't know how to delete the BeReal, so instead he starts removing everyone from his contacts list. And he always tells me that I was one of the first people he removed because he was like, I don't know this girl. I added her by accident. She don't know me. And like, she's the last person I need to see my penis right now. So he was like, I was deleting everyone. And then I think the next day when, I don't know why he didn't just fucking delete it. But anyway, the next day he ended up re-adding everyone. And I remember getting the ad again and being like, what's wrong with this boy? I was like, why has he added me twice? Because at this point, I had no idea that the penis BeReal happened. And then when I first met him at my friend's party, I was already friends with like a few of Jack's friends. So they introduced us and they were like, oh, Eleanor, did you see his BeReal of his penis? And I was like, sorry? So that was my first impression of my boyfriend that I have already said in this video that I'm going to marry and have kids with. So I wonder what the thought process was there when I first heard that. I thought, oh yeah, that's the kind of man for me that posts his penis on social media. What's the most challenging part of your job? That's really interesting. And genuinely, having to be serious and professional, I would say, is the hardest part of my job. Not necessarily in the videos themselves. When I'm actually talking about the content, I find it quite easy to be serious because it's very fucking serious material, isn't it? But outside of that, everyone expects me to be this like serious intellectual that's like, I don't know, like they don't expect me to be bouncing off the walls Ellie Neale, you know what I mean? I get so many comments from true crime viewers, like main channel viewers, coming over to this channel and being like, what the hell is wrong with you on here? Like, it feels like you've had 7 cans of Red Bull before you make an Ellie Neale video. And I'm like, yes, this is what I'm like. And my words never come out properly, and I'm always going on tangents, and we do put that in the main channel videos a little bit, but I really like dial it back in those videos because I know it's not quite professional and appropriate. So then it's like all the other parts of my job where I'm meeting other YouTubers or like people at YouTube itself or different companies, different brands, and they expect me to be eleanorneale. I am not, honey. I am Ellie. Once that camera turns off, I'm going Ellie mode. If you weren't doing YouTube, what job would you do? So I have answered this before in terms of like what I thought I was gonna do as a youngster. I thought I was gonna be a psychiatrist. I went into like psychology classes and stuff, trying to work my way up there, and I now realize that would have been a terrible idea. I am so sensitive and I'm so affected by everyone else's energy that would be my nightmare job, and I just didn't know it at the time. But I'm gonna answer this question differently, even though I have just answered it the same that I always answer it. But lately I've been saying that my kind of like dream job would be a very repetitive, like handsy kind of task, like on a production line. I love repetition, I love formulas, I love same old, and you know what, I would love to just be able to put on my headphones and just listen to an audiobook or just music and just do the same thing, and it'd be really satisfying as well. Like, I just think, I always say, like, if I was ever gonna quit YouTube and like go and live a peaceful life, I would just get a job like on an assembly line. I just love doing things with my hands. This is one of the reasons that my friends can never like get me to sit down long enough to watch a movie or something, because I'll get distracted doing something with my hands. Please tell me you're doing more book videos. Well, yes I am. Last year, Jack Edwards bought me 3 different books from his recommendations that he wanted me to read. One of them was a bit true crimey, one of them, I'm not going to tell you too much, am I? Because it's a video coming soon. I just need to finish reading one of them. I read the first 2 like as soon as he got me like the books, but the third one, I don't know why I just haven't picked it up. I think I just got like really busy over Christmas and it just like, reading completely just slipped my mind. So now in the new year, I've picked it up. And yeah, once I finish this book, I'll be able to film the conclusion, and then that'll be a second channel video coming soon. And then after that, I might start doing like reading roundups. Whenever I like finish 5 or 6 books, I'll then like sit down and run you through them, tell you what I thought of them. How do you get over your first heartbreak? Oh darling, I'm so sorry. I bet it's really, really shit. Your first heartbreak. Hopefully this will comfort you. Your first heartbreak is the worst. I know it's not easier to deal with in the moment, but I look back at my first heartbreak and I think, thank God that happened. Thank God I'm not still with that boy. Like, no offense to that boy. I'm sure he's great now. I actually haven't heard from him in years and years and years, but things are supposed to happen for a reason, and sometimes they feel shit and horrible, but you come out of them the other side and you go, thank God. Like me, I was studying psychology. I wanted to be a psychiatrist, and then I got really, really anxious and I had to drop out of college, and I was devastated. That was my dream, to like work in mental health and like helping especially young people. I was just so heartbroken when I had to drop out, but now I look back and I think if I would have stayed in college, I never would have started my YouTube channel. I wouldn't be here making this video right now if the universe hadn't gotten in the way of what I thought was my dream life. It wasn't. Like I say, if I was a psychiatrist, I would literally have to be off for mental health reasons most of the time because it would be too much for me. But this job is absolutely perfect. This is a dream come true. I love being able to just tell all the freaky, weird stories that I'm really interested in. So if you're going through your first heartbreak, your second, third, fourth, trust me, it's always gonna hurt. But the more you go through, the more you realize, like, the world doesn't end when a relationship does. I remember my first proper breakup, like my first adult breakup, felt like the end of my life. But hey, look, I'm still here. You just gotta think, you've gotten through every other shit situation you have ever been through in your life, and this might feel so incredibly painful, but so did all those other things. And look at you. You're fine. I promise. Things will be okay. Favorite Taylor Swift song? I Can See You from The Vault on Speak Now. That was my most listened to song last year. I'm obsessed with it. What's going on there? Get off me. How do you feel about Harry Styles' buzz cut? I love it. I mean, look at my boyfriend. I love a buzz cut, man. You know, people are saying he only shaved his head to get like a hair transplant. Do you think that's true? Do we have any like intel on his hairline now? Will you ever come to Jack's hometown? I have. I've been to his like family home. We've both been to each other's like homes up north, and it was really sweet. Like being able to, because I've never dated a boy like down south and taken him back up north to like see my hometown and stuff before. I've only ever dated boys up north, and so it was really fun. Yeah, like I've taken him on a day out in Leeds. Yeah, it's been really sweet. Do you want more pets? If so, what? More cats. Lots of more cats, please. It's my dream to one day have a cat sanctuary. I think, like when I'm like fully done with work and I'm ready to retire, I want to try to like invest my money into a cat sanctuary / cat cafe where I rescue all the cats and I look after them, and it also kind of sustains itself. I'll put a cafe on the side where people can come and meet my cats. It'll be perfect. That's like my ultimate life dream. Like, I just think that'd be so perfect, especially because I love a gossip. I love a natter. So, and I also love cats. At first, my dream was just to have the cat sanctuary, but then I was like, oh, that's kind of a lonely life because cats don't speak English. And then someone told me that I should make it into a cat cafe, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. I'd maybe make it into like a bar as well, but like not have the cats there on an evening. They're just a daytime thing, and then the cats all go to their little like house, and then my cafe turns into a bar. A wine bar, maybe? Oh my God. Maybe it's in Spain as well. I don't know. I want to get a tattoo where doesn't hurt. That's funny. Baby, it's a needle going into your skin wherever it is. But I will say it doesn't actually hurt as much as you think it's going to hurt before you start getting tattoos. I mean, it's easy for me to say now. I've literally got about 15. But, I mean, it does just feel like a hot, like, scritchy scratch. But it's fine. It is honestly fine. Wherever you want to get tattooed will be fine. But I would recommend, like, if you're worried about the pain, get somewhere squidgy, like the squidgiest part that you can find, because it's when it gets close to your bones and your veins and like your sensitive parts, things that are very like sensitive to touch are going to be the most painful parts. So like a squidgy bit, like the back of your arm, like the inside of your arm, you know, like this bit or something. But good luck, you'll like it and it'll be worth it afterwards, don't worry. When did you realise / discover that you were bisexual? This is another one that I've answered a million times, but I love telling this story. I thought I was straight like my whole teenage years, and then when I was 17, 18, I started college, and it was one girl at my college that I saw and I was like, I fancy her. It was like that one girl like opened the floodgates to my bisexuality. It wasn't until I kind of had a bit of a crush on her that I realised that I was capable of having crushes on girls. Because I don't really get crushes on celebrities, and there'd never really been any girls in my like schools that I'd fancied, and I'd always had like boyfriends in school and whatever. I just never really had time to even explore the possibility of that. And then as soon as I like accidentally had a crush on a girl, I was like, oh shit, yeah, like I'm bi, like, and I like women as well. And then I just never stopped getting crushes on girls ever since. And now it's just all focused on boy genius. Now that I have a real life boyfriend, I am just a boy genius girl. How to deal with breakups. Feel your feelings first. Cry as much as you need to. And then once you've kind of come out of that phase a little bit, I usually give that about a week. Usually, as if I go through a breakup every few months. I've gone through a few though. Like I kind of know my shit now. You need to feel your feelings. You need to journal. You need to cry. You need to talk about it. You need to process it. And I find the best way for me to process it is to speak it out loud. So sometimes I do just be kind of like sitting there talking to myself about things that are upsetting me or stressing me. And I feel like that's the same for a breakup. But once you've come out of that part, you need to keep yourself busy and distracted. Once you've felt your feelings, all you're going to do in the weeks after that is just think about them, and you're allowed to distract yourself from that. You're not allowed to distract yourself from your feelings. If you feel like crying, let yourself cry. But you are allowed to distract yourself from ruminating on your relationship and that person and what they're up to. You need to throw yourself into something self-improvement wise. For me, it's always my work, because I'm a workaholic. I love my YouTube channel. So if I'm ever feeling sad and shit, especially about another person, throwing myself into my work makes me feel a lot better, because I'm like, I'm doing something productive with this time. I'm bettering myself. I'm bettering my career with like out of this horrible feeling that I'm feeling. I don't know, it kind of motivates me out of spite to like actually move on and have a good life, even though this person's stressing me out. Go out with your friends, surround yourself with people. Maybe don't even go out with your friends if you're not feeling too good, but invite your friends around to your house, or even take yourself around to your friend's house. If they're good friends, they probably won't mind you being like, can I just come and like sit on your sofa tonight next to you? They'll probably say yes. Do you listen to Phoebe Bridges? Of course I listen to Phoebe Bridges. Look at my background. I say that. Is it giving a little bit of lesbian? It's giving a little bit lesbian, isn't it? I'm bi though. But oh, I can make it bi though. Oh, hello. I just turned you blue. Jessie, why are you blue? The pink is not giving today. Is it bi? Nah, not quite. Wait, we need more overlap. We need the purple. Whatever, I'm bi. This is my coming out video. It's much darker now, but it looks a lot better. Pissed off, wish I'd been filming like this since the very beginning. Cool. To be fair, there's really not that many questions about my boob job in here. That's the whole reason I'm doing this video, and someone's just asked, how are your boobs? They're good though. I think I do want to get them bigger. soonish. That I actually have an update on that whole saga. So if you remember from my boob job video, the surgeon's secretary fucked up and ordered in a size smaller than I wanted. So he put them in me anyway. We realised just before, but it was too late to get any other implants. So he put them in me anyway. And he said, because I went to the same surgeon for my arms and my thighs, and he said that he would whip it out and swap it when I go for my next round of surgeries. And the secretary strikes again. I had been saying that I wanted 300cc this time because I wanted to go a bit bigger. I'd been saying that for weeks and everything was fine until the week of the operation when she was like, you either have to have 275 or like not. And I was like, just communicate, woman, please. So I never ended up changing my breast implants. I still have 250cc and I am not going back to that surgeon, which is quite sad because I liked the surgeon and I really liked his nurse, but I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. Someone said, are you going to make merch? Well, I had a very exciting conversation the other day. All my old merch is now like discontinued. There is no place to get like official Eleanor Neale merch. So me and my team have been chatting about like, what we want to do about that. I do want a merch store that's just gonna like constantly be there in case people do want merch and they want to support the channel. It's gonna, help to pay the team and like develop the team as well. Oh, it's gonna be a big year for the Eleanor Neale channel, I'm telling you. And hopefully a big year for the Ellie Neale channel. Let me know if there's any videos that you wanna see on here, what types of videos you wanna see, and if you wanna subscribe to the channel, click the circle with my face in. Cool, thank you so much for watching this Q&A. Bye!